It's Crew, also known as the Rainy Storm, checking in for the Uranus series, Uranus and Capricorn to be exact. I am your cosmic rootwork astrologist specializing in Mars activations as well as North Node and South Node consultations. So if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can hit me up at araneaestorm.wix.com/info, and you can find me on all social media at Araneae motherfucking storm. Alright, not for real, but just a rainy storm. Okay, anyway, we just gonna hop right into it. All the information on my artwork is below at the shop. Anything Mars activations, all of that, you can find that on activations / you know what I mean, like all the information below. Patreon also, I'm gonna be dropping my first video next week on Patreon. We're gonna be going deeper in depth into astrology. I'm gonna be actually talking about myself and how I kind of got into astrology and all that good shit. And yeah, it's just gonna be a different kind of platform. I'm definitely gonna continue to use YouTube for videos and things like that, but I kind of want to start creating a community and going deeper and talking about some other things that I don't necessarily talk about on YouTube on the Patreon. So if you're down for that, definitely go ahead and check it out. Go ahead and subscribe, and we're gonna move it from there. We're gonna roll. But other than that, my friends, let's get into it. Uranus and Capricorn. This is my particular placement as well. So shout out to my Uranus and Capricorn babies. You feel me? We do things different out here, okay? When you talk about the energy of Uranus, it rules over Aquarius energy. This is the energy of vast change, you know, electrifying, shocking change. This rules technology. This is the progression of the collective moving forward. This is the collective, humanitarianism, technology, if I haven't said it already, and the internet, okay? And also the revolutionary. So when you have this energy meet up with Capricorn, you feel me? When this energy meets up with Capricorn, we just like to do things a little differently. You know, we are not the typical average, you know, go to work, clock in, punch in, okay, go to sleep, get something to eat, do it again. You feel me? Like that's not our path. Was never our path. Was never our goal. You might find yourself very frustrated, I could say from personal experience, working regular smuggler jobs. It just doesn't feel right. You know, this is the energy that you want to be working towards something that you actually specifically care about, you know, because Uranus kind of comes in to disrupt. Capricorn is very like down to the bone, down to the science. This is what I'm doing. This is how I'm doing it. Da, da, da. But Uranus kind of shakes that energy up and be like, okay, yeah, this is all cool, fine, and dandy, but are you really interested in it? You know what I mean? Are you able to progress in this? Is this something that you can actually build upon? You know what I mean? For you, though. You know, as your own personal passion. You feel me? Is this something that you want to do long term, or is this something that you're doing for the moment? You know what I mean? And Uranus comes in to ask you that. So like I said, the typical 9 to 5 to conform to a regular smuggler job, way of life, way of being, is just not for Uranus and Capricorn generation. You will notice that a lot of people in the Uranus and Capricorn generation, even if, and that's no diss to those that are working those 9 to 5s, but that's no diss to y'all that are, and that's the life that you choose to live. That's on you. But for I'm speaking specifically to the people that realize and recognize that that's not for them specifically, and actually are making the moves to do something different, you feel me, within their lives. You know what I mean? Because you can actually create a sustainable life financially, doing the things that you love to do, and also by using technology. You know what I mean? Really putting yourself out there, seeing, you know, using different social media platforms to see what works, you know what I mean? This is the marketers, you feel me? When we talk about Uranus and Capricorn here, it's easy for you to acquire assets through using the resources that you already have. Capricorn is very good for that. All right. This is also too, I feel like Uranus and Capricorn is very wise in age. We have a very wise, a lot of wisdom, a lot of hidden, keen knowledge. You know, Capricorn is like the old man on the block, you feel me? And I feel like we tap into that energy very well. It's easy for us to really get a sense of acquired wisdom when we talk about the upper echelon energy as well, when we talk about Uranus. So the council, this is like the council being connected divinely to you, in source, encoded in your DNA. You know what I mean? This is also very, once again, unconventional. I think after we move from Uranus and Sagittarius to Uranus and Capricorn, it kind of leaves that residue. So this is like the unconventional, innovative, very business savvy generation. So we know how to kind of see things for what they are, but also kind of look at things and be like, okay, I could do this, but then I could also do this with that. You know what I mean? Uranus energy and Capricorn energy is Saturnian Uranus. It's two different energies, but it's about more so not leaving one and leaving out the other, but merging those two things into one. You know what I mean? Being able to balance both into one. Being able to kind of trick the matrix in a way and bringing those both of those two worlds together. Because we're talking about cardinal earth here when we talk about Capricorn. All right? This is also balancing order, structure versus new innovative ideas. Once again, having that plan, seeing your vision, planning that vision out, but also leaving room for new things to come through, also leaving room for new ideas to manifest, for new energies to come in to really start you off on your path. But I think it's more so allowing yourself to be in a space of flow with that, but also getting a sense of what it is that you actually truly want to do. Capricorn is very sure. One thing I could definitely say about Capricorn energy, Capricorn is like, I'm sure this is what I want to do. If Capricorn is not sure, it will not commit. It's just not going to do it. It's just not. If Capricorn ain't sure, Capricorn would be hard pressed to be like, all right, I'm going to move forward. And that goes to anything, relationships, finances, spiritually. Capricorn is not going to commit to it. So once you get sure, once you get a sense of like, okay, yeah, this is kind of the things that I want to do. This is kind of the things that I want to get into. This is kind of like a whole different energy will start to kind of emerge out of you once you get to that place and once you get to that point. So you definitely want to take time to really sit with what's been sticking with you since birth. You know, what's been sticking with you from previous past lives. And not to say that you have to go on that same path, but you already have intrinsic gifts that were passed on to you. You know, I think of when we get into the Scorpio, Sag, even Libra to a certain degree, Capricorn and beyond, all the way to Pisces, Aquarius. It's aged. It's like fine wine. It's been aged. It's been, you know what I mean? So you already kind of have a sense of what you've done before, and you can actually bring that back into this realm or wherever portal that you're in and use that for your advantage. Use that to your advantage. Born with the mission in mind, you know, and also very successful. You know, once you get down that path, once you start down that path, it's hard for Uranus and Capricorn to stop because it's so laser focused on what it wants and what goal it's trying to get to. One thing I do want to say about my Uranus and Capricorn baby, speaking from one personally myself, don't get so caught up into the goal that you can't see anything else. Don't get so caught up in the vision that you can't see anything else. A tip that I have for Uranus and Capricorn is, yes, get on your job, do what it is that you need to do to fulfill whatever mission, because you know you come here for a mission to fulfill, but also enjoy the fruits of your labor. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. Enjoy the things around you. You know, Capricorn sits opposite of Cancer. Enjoy your family. It doesn't have to be blood family. It could be your tribe of a family. Enjoy your family. Enjoy the people around you. Create memories with people. Don't make your life so fixated and so fixed up on just trying to get to this goal or trying to do these things to reach this pinnacle. You'll be fucked up. You'll be fucked up, Capricorn. You'll be fucked up, Capricorn. You feel me? Also my Uranus and Capricorn. So as you're doing this simultaneously, you know, building whatever it is that you're building, what creative endeavors you're on, or whatever the case may be, also take the time to really just be relaxed when you can, because you are a very hard worker. You like to get shit done. You're gonna get shit done, but also just take the time to just relax for a second too. You feel me? Up on new technology, marketing strategies, and untested methods. You know, this is the guerrilla marketing generation. We'll try anything. You feel me? We'll see. Okay, does this work? Let me see how this Let me see how they reacting to this. You feel me? Does this work? Let me see how they doing this over here. Let me see how they doing this over there. Let me combine that and actually make it into something. So things you could go, this is honestly, I feel like this is, it could be Sagittarius too, and even Aquarius. Uranus in his home sign of Aquarius. But this is the viral generation. You put some shit out online, is, you know, it's that Capricorn strategic, boom, now your shit is everywhere. You feel me? So use that. Avoid getting into relationships that you are also unsure of. Like I said, Capricorn, all right, you, with this energy, you want to make sure if you're going to get into something that you are sure, all right, because in Capricorn's eyes is going to affect everything that has been built. And I know it's like, damn, Capricorn, you can't just, no, that's not the Capricorn way. And I know this is not necessarily relationships in a whole when we talk about Uranus, but it is in a sense. I mean, it's collective energy. So you're going to be meeting people who have this kind of energy, or meeting people who even don't have this energy, but you know what I mean? Like, you just want to make sure that it's a commitment that can outlast and outshine all this other shit. You feel me? You just want to be very sure before you commit. And that's just the energy of Capricorn in itself, okay? So that's my analysis, my brief analysis of Uranus and Capricorn. Shout out to my Uranus and Capricorn babies to the death of me. You feel me? You already know what it is. It's a rainy storm, checking in, checking out. Moving on to Uranus and Capricorn. I'm going to be finishing this week up with Uranus and Pisces. As always, you know what it is.